Have you ever noticed how the best conversations, the ones that just flow, often have someone carefully guiding things behind the scenes? Well, today, that's kind of what we're doing. We're diving deep into the meticulously planned, but incredibly fast moving world of data analytics and business intelligence for 2025.
Yeah, we've gathered some honestly really fascinating sources for this. We're looking at Data Analytics Trends 2025, the Data Engineer Roadmap, and a really thought-provoking piece called What Should Data Science Education Do with Large Language Models?
Mhm.
Plus, we'll pull on some real-world stuff from using AI for data analysis and even a pretty lively Reddit discussion on LLM impact.
Exactly. And our goal here really is to give you, the listener, a clear, concise, but really insightful overview. We want to look at the biggest shifts, maybe some surprising facts shaping how data is actually used, managed, and understood today. We'll explore how human roles are changing and, crucially, what skills you need to not just keep up, but actually thrive. Is it a job crisis ahead, or maybe more of a human renaissance? Let's find out.
Okay, let's kick things off then. The new horizon for data analytics in 2025. It really feels like AI and machine learning, ML, they've gone from being, future talk to just core. Absolutely central. But what does essential actually look like now? Are there specific applications popping up that are particularly striking?
Yeah, what's really interesting is how specific AI applications are. Well, growing up, maturing. Take generative AI. It's not just basic text anymore. It's genuinely transforming sectors like media, telecom, creating complex content designs, insights. And interestingly, with a real focus now on energy efficiency, for sustainability. And then you have specialized AI. This is AI emerging to solve very precise industry-specific problems. Think custom AI for healthcare diagnostics or untangling complex financial models. Efficiency and trust are key there. And maybe the most intriguing are these AI agents, autonomous software, basically. They can complete tasks with minimal human input. The projection is that by 2025, maybe 25% of enterprises using Gen AI will deploy these agents. Think enhanced productivity, lower costs, better customer experiences through things like advanced self-service. It's a real operational shift.
Wow, that level of autonomy, it's huge. And it leads right into that point about human-machine collaboration. Industry 5.0, they're calling it. It's not about replacement, but harmonizing human creativity and AI's analytical power. And you mentioned sustainability and ESG principles playing a role. How does focusing on ESG actually boost innovation? Seems like it could just be, another box to tick.
That's a fair question.
Yeah.
Because it is becoming more than just compliance. Companies are finding that strong ESG practices, fueled by smarter data use, don't just protect the brand, they build real customer loyalty, attract top talent. It's actually becoming a competitive edge now.
Hmm.
And connecting this to the infrastructure side, well, everything's adapting. Data lakes, for instance, these huge repositories of often messy, unstructured data.
Right.
They're becoming crucial because they're the training grounds for LLMs, the large language models. This lets us get near instant insights from massive data sets and really customize those AI models. And tied to that is the push for real-time data processing. Businesses need immediate, smarter decisions
Why the urgency?
because it lets them react almost instantly to opportunities, to threats. It boosts operational agility, customer satisfaction through dynamic personalization. You can't personalize in real time with stale data, right?
Makes total sense. So, more powerful data means we need better ways to access it and secure it. Augmented analytics comes up a lot. Using AI to simplify analysis for non-tech users. That sounds like it really democratizes things, maybe fosters a more data-savvy culture across the board, reducing the bottleneck on specialist teams.
Exactly. It directly feeds into that wider trend of data democratization, getting data into everyone's hands, fostering collaboration, creativity, letting employees take informed action without always waiting for the data team.
Okay, so more access. But what about security? You mentioned cybersecurity and data unification, zero trust models, data fabric. Can you break those down quickly? Why are they so critical now?
Sure. Zero trust basically means never trust, always verify.
Yeah.
Every user, every device, inside or outside the network, needs verification for everything. Like needing a key for every single door. It shrinks the attack surface dramatically. And data fabric. Think of it as a smart layer connecting all your scattered data sources, making them look like one unified whole. This gives you consistent, accurate insights across platforms. Super important for trustworthy analytics and avoiding risks from, siloed data. You really can't afford not to have these in place by 2025. And this links to data privacy and ethics too. It's beyond compliance now. It's a competitive advantage. Building trust, protecting reputation, avoiding those big fines. It means more investment in compliance tools, more transparency, and finally, advanced data visualization. Tools are moving beyond static charts to interactive dashboards, dynamic storytelling, making complex data easier to grasp quickly.
turning numbers into a story people can actually use.
Oh.
Got it.
So we've talked about all these cool advances in using and seeing data, but uh, who's building the actual foundations? The pipes. That's the data engineer, still the absolute backbone, right? Designing infrastructure, building data pipelines, turning raw, messy stuff into usable insights. And with ML and analytics, demand soaring, strong data engineering is essential. The roadmap for engineers highlights a huge acceleration in cloud-native big data tools like Apache Spark, just to handle the sheer volume LLMs need. And real-time streaming tech, like Apache Kafka, is massive too. Businesses want insights now.
Right. The plumbing needs to keep up with the demand. Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting for me. The data scientist role. LLMs seem to be fundamentally changing their job. You're saying it's less hands-on coding and wrangling, more overseeing,
Yeah.
assessing and managing what the AI does, like shifting from coder to editor or strategist. What does that actually look like day to day?
It's a pretty profound shift. We've seen case studies, like one with the heart disease data set.
Yeah.
Using something like ChatGPT with a code plugin, it could run the whole pipeline with just a few prompts. Yeah, data cleaning, exploration, plotting distributions, building multiple models, logistic regression, random forest, SVM, comparing them, checking feature importance, even drafting the report.
Wow.
Could even auto-debug errors. LLMs are basically democratizing a lot of standard programming and analysis, lowering the bar for beginners, handling routine stuff for experts. It's like having a super-powered Stack Overflow, kind of like GitHub Copilot for developers.
So what took days might now take minutes. That must be fueling some of this bubble burst talk around traditional data science roles, right? Are we seeing a kind of rebalancing?
Precisely. There's a growing feeling that businesses might actually need more data engineers, machine learning engineers, MLEs, and MLOps folks than classic data scientists. Demand for MLEs is already expanding beyond just big tech, because coding assistants can handle a lot of the basic analysis and wrangling. The value shifts, right? It's less a burst, maybe more a prioritization.
And we're seeing actual results from AI in data analysis already, not just LLMs. Can you give us some concrete examples?
Oh, definitely. Sprint, for instance, used AI for predicting customer churn. They saw a 10% drop in churn, and their net promoter score jumped 40%.
Yeah.
Real numbers. Danone used AI for demand forecasting. Got a 20% reduction in forecast error, 30% fewer lost sales. Direct bottom line impact.
Okay.
Amazon's recommendations are famously AI-driven, hyper-personalized. PayPal uses AI to flag potential fraud from spending patterns, cutting down manual reviews. And one interesting case involved a safety equipment maker. They used an NLP interface so consultants could get real-time data just by asking questions, cut way down on ad hoc report requests, empower them directly.
Right. So the impact is already here.
Which brings us to the skills question, doesn't it? What does this all mean for the skills you need now? LLMs are powerful, sure, but professionals need diverse skills. LLM-informed creativity, critical thinking, AI-guided programming, interdisciplinary knowledge.
Let's zero in on critical thinking. That feels key. We hear about LLMs hallucinating, making stuff up confidently, and they struggle with complex reasoning sometimes, right? Like failing logic puzzles or misinterpreting model outputs. So how do you actually evaluate what an LLM gives you? It's not always obvious if it's wrong or biased or just ambiguous, is it?
No, it's definitely not obvious. It demands a new kind of digital literacy, really. You need that healthy skepticism. Always cross-referencing, understanding the data's origin, the context. It means embedding things like data lineage and validation into your workflow, knowing where the data came from, ensuring it's clean, and being transparent, like maybe adding the chat history as an appendix to your report to show how you use the AI. It's about trust in the process.
Okay, and what about LLMs as teaching assistants? That sounds fascinating. Like Benjamin Bloom's idea that personalized tutoring gives a huge boost. LLMs could offer that kind of tailored help with coding, debugging, understanding concepts, almost like a tutor on demand. But is there a catch? A risk of becoming too reliant, especially when you're just starting out?
Oh, absolutely. That's the big caveat. They're amazing learning tools, but overdependence, especially early on, is a real danger. You need that solid foundation in the fundamentals, the coding, the stats, the math. Without it, how can you judge the AI's output? How do you spot errors or even ask the right questions? You end up just accepting whatever it spits out. Which is why educators are rethinking assessments too, designing tasks that push beyond what current AI can do easily, things requiring long-term strategy or counterfactual reasoning like model this for maximum loss.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, the focus shifts to the process of learning, maybe using oral presentations alongside written work to see the thinking.
So it's about pushing human thinking into areas AI can't reach yet. It really sounds like the future is this collaboration, AI nurturing human intelligence for higher order stuff.
Exactly. And this whole shift might create new roles too, specialized LLM trainers, dedicated AI ethicists, conversational AI designers, requiring broader skills, bridging tech and, well, the human side.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for you, our listener, the data professional? It's clear the data world is changing incredibly fast. AI isn't just automating, it's a collaborator. It's reshaping roles, demanding new human skills, critical thinking, ethics, strategic oversight.
Yeah, the lines between scientist and engineer are definitely blurring. Big emphasis on engineering skills to build and run the infrastructure AI needs. You're becoming less of a hands-on builder of every single analysis and maybe more of a conductor, orchestrating these powerful tools.
And here's maybe the most exciting question to leave you with. If AI handles more of the complex, maybe even tedious data tasks, what new, uniquely human problems will you be freed up to solve? How could that augmented creativity change innovation in your field in ways we probably can't even imagine yet?
Definitely something to think about. We encourage you to dig deeper. Maybe check out some of those AI analysis tools we mentioned, or browse job descriptions for data engineers or MLEs. See how these trends are playing out in the real world.
Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into the future of data analytics.